All right, here is the epoxy, or excuse me, the urethane primer on here. You can see it filled in the grooves pretty good. That's about 4 coats worth. It filled it in pretty well. I think by the time I sand it down, it should be pretty even. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sand half of this top real quick just to get an idea. Because according to, now this is on metal, of course, this is on wood, but on metal, according to Eastwood, each layer should give you about 1 millimeter of thickness. So 4 millimeters on here, take it from a dentist who works in millimeters constantly, daily, 4 millimeters is a lot. And so that should, I don't think that's 4 millimeters of buildup, even though this is a high build urethane. But nonetheless, I still think that should be enough for me to flatten this and have it to be nice and smooth on top without any kind of grain or anything showing. So I'm gonna sand this with 150, then 220, 320, and 400. And then we'll see how it works out. I'm just gonna do half of it tonight just because I'm curious. Normally they say 4 hours and this stuff will be cured and ready to sand. But I have to admit, being on wood for one, and then you're supposed to wait 30 minutes between coats according to the instructions. But on the YouTube, the Eastwood guy said that 15 minutes between coats was fine. I did 15 minutes. And I probably did a little slightly heavier coats too. So it's taken a couple of days to get hard. But I mean, it's like rock hard now. So should do fantastic, man. I'm really excited to see this because my decals for Earthshaker came in. So as soon as I get this head sanded and then painted this weekend, I hope to go ahead and decal it and put the head back together and have it ready to go, which seems to be my MO. That's how I ended up doing Roadshow and Johnny Mnemonic. So that seems to be the way I end up doing them anyway. So let me get this started and let's see how it turns out. Yeah, this is gonna probably work. I probably don't need to do too much there anymore. That was 150. 150, yeah, oh yeah, this is gonna be fantastic. In fact, 150 may be too aggressive. This is the first time I've ever used this. We're gonna try 220 next. Here we go, 220. Might need to use a guide coat next time around. Let me see what I have in the way of, I may just jump right from here to 400. Let me see what I got. All right, let's do a little 400 and see how this does. Man, smooth as a baby's butt. Look at that. Oh, we got some high spots, but that's okay. Put that base coat down. It's gonna hide everything. Look how slick that's gonna be. I may have real close to HEP quality when we do this. Let's see. Zoom in. Let's just take it off here and we'll take a look. Back up. You can see, or I haven't done it yet except for stopping that's where I use to stop the sandpaper or the sander. But let's look here. Now obviously I had high spots here. I didn't use a guide coat. I just kind of did some stuff to see. Back up a little more. But I mean, you can see this thing is, and look down here and you can see how smooth this thing is. The nice thing about this is you can see how well this filled in the grain. So this stuff fills in the grain real well and it actually sands super easy. This was 150, 220, and then 400. And you saw how quick I did the 400. I think I may just start 400 on here just for grins to see how good it does. Man, no, I need to take it down. I'll do 220 and then 400. We'll see how that works. All right, let's check this out. And let's take it off again. Let's see. Of course, I got the sides to do for them. The decals will be plenty flat under this. You can see. I see all that wood grain. That was heavy grain. heavy grain. It filled all that in, no problem. And wow, this is gonna be a game changer for me when it comes to doing these cabinets. All right, well, that was a fun experiment tonight. Now I'm back to sleep, or go to sleep, then get it back to work tomorrow, which is a Wednesday. This week's gone by quick already. All right, it's nighttime again, but I'm gonna try to sand this MDF. I've got this urethane primer on it. I wanna see if this will flatten out smooth or not. Obviously I'm at the Bondo tiny little spots. I'll do a couple of tiny fixes. But I'm hoping to see if some of this will sand out or how little I have to Bondo. All right, this is with 220. Just going over it once. Gonna get some close-ups and you can see. I didn't try to get everything out just yet. I'm just trying to, there's our spot to kind of keep you aware. It's a high spot right there. So like I say, I'll glaze over that later. You see here, a couple more little high spots right there, but no problem. Some low spots there to deal with. Like I say, once I do the 400, I'll use Bondo and skim over anywhere that needs a little extra to build up, and then we should be able to flatten that out and make it look beautiful. All right, now I've got all the way up from 220 to 400 to 600. And let's get a close look here at some of these spots. Right down the beginning, of course, that's still there because I know I'm about to fill that in. A little bit of a high spot, but it's smooth. Look how you're here in the light and see. Try to get into how smooth. I mean, there's gonna be, I'm gonna need to go over with a little bit of putty, glazing putty, like a Bondo, just over these few little pits. And I think that's from doing the roller and not letting it give enough time between coats when I did the epoxy primer. So I got some of these little pits that I wouldn't have got otherwise, but still, so what? And the decals are nothing. I mean, I'll sand this side down flat when it's time for decals, or before I paint it, I guess I'll sand those down, and then tape them off. But man, that's gonna be a piece of cake. I mean, the surface isn't the greatest yet, but I mean, it feels slick as glass in my hand. So I'm willing to bet by the time you lay down, or like I say, even block sanding it with a 600 one more time and then spraying it, and it's gonna be just fine. Had to be pretty awesome. So excelente. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, I got Earthshaker getting the bottom taped up. I need to cut that like a little bit. I'm gonna do my urethane primer on it today. I'm gonna roll it on. You see, I've got it all just about ready to do, but I don't like how this is flat and they just had these little metal feet here. I have a bunch of these pre-made. I needed some of these for these little feet for a different game. What was it? Gilligan. Gilligans were messed up, and so I had to make new ones, so I made a bunch of them all at once. And so here's where it's gonna go. We're gonna take and, let me back this up a little. I'm gonna take and I'm gonna put this here. I've already kind of given me a general idea where I want it. Trying to do some measurements kind of off that a little bit. So I'm gonna get these on here. I've got one here and one go right there where I've got it marked. And then I'm going to wood glue it first though. So I've got some good wood glue here. I'm gonna put some wood glue on the back and nail it in between those two. That things aren't going nowhere. They'll be nice and solid to support it, and they'll protect the back of this thing. So, and if things go well, by this weekend, I'll have them all sanded and hopefully ready for the final paint for their base and their clear. Anywho, man, I'm gonna go and get this thing started, and we'll see where the day brings us today. All right, I'm fixing to do the urethane primer on here. I did a lot of Bondo repair. This wood is very, very grainy. I mean, they must have used a really low quality plywood. And so I'm gonna go ahead. I also got the rails sanded. I'm gonna put those up here, and I'm gonna go ahead and urethane primer those. I'm gonna paint those and make those nice. Here's the back now that it's all complete with the feet on here, the rails. Those things are solid as a rock. I mean, between the wood glue and the nails, they're not going nowhere. That'll be nice and solid. I'm gonna fill the Bondo in after the fact. Once I get this urethane primer on there and sanded, then I'll go back and do one little tiny little layer of Bondo and go ahead and paint it. So if everything goes well, I'm gonna have everything urethane primer today. Back off a little bit. I mean, all this urethane primer today. Then I'm going to maybe tonight, this evening, if it's dry enough, sand it. But I don't know. Chris always talks about doing giving it 48 hours where it's really sandable. And if I end up doing 3 or 4 layers like they talk about, I probably will have to give it a couple of days. So I may end up just having these urethaned and ready for sanding. And then next weekend, it should be good weather again. I mean, it's in the 80s right now here in Houston. Got a little clouds, look a little dark, but it's not going to rain. I don't even think it's going to sprinkle, but I'm prepared to jerk these in the cover if I need to, or throw something over them. But I feel very certain it's not going to rain any. I could do the board and stuff like this, but you know, in fact, that board's dirty. I need to clean it now. And this right here, I'm gonna have a sticker made. I think I'm gonna talk to a graphic designer and see if they can't use some of this, maybe where is it, off the Roadshow side art, maybe some of this up here. I don't really want that kind of stuff in there. Unfortunately, there's just enough busyness in here. I can't cut this one and fit it on here, I don't think. I'm gonna see if I can't get somebody to make me something that would go along the back, since I'm gonna have side art, and make it all blend together good, instead of just having blank paint. So that's where I stand now. So I'm gonna do this cabinet first. I'm gonna go ahead and do the 2, 3, 4 layers, whatever I think on here, and get those done. When it comes to putting on a layer here, trying to hide, like we're trying to hide this kind of stuff in this grain. I mean, they come 3 millimeters. It should be more than enough. You just got to be careful when you sand it. See, when I sanded this one after 4 coats, I did have breakthroughs, and I'm not sure how they're going to show up or not when I do the final paint. So, because I'd like to be able to just paint it in black, auto 2-part clear. I mean, paint base coat, and then throw the clear on it. And I'd hope that anything will disappear because I've sanded this to 600. But I just don't know if some of this might still try to show through like patchy. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to do about that yet. All right, let me get this urethane poured out and get this going. It's a roll-on. I just started trying to use it. I haven't seen anybody use it before on this. Now I learned from Chris that he sprays urethane primer, auto urethane primer on. It's a 4-to-1. And he obviously gets awesome results. I'm just not ready to start spraying yet. But if this tint thing works out, I've got the gun already. I'm probably going to start spraying my next ones from here after these 2 cabinets. The urethane and the primers are going to start getting sprayed. But
I've got my second coat on here now. Let's take a look here. You can see how you still see grain. I was hoping to just do 2 coats. I'm letting it dry 30 minutes between coats. But I think I'm gonna have to probably put 4 coats on here to get rid of this grain, which is okay. I've got enough for that, I think. I'm just not gonna have enough to do much more than what I've already done without buying more product. And man, this urethane primer like this you roll on is a couple $100 for a gallon. So I really need it to go a little farther than this if it can. But then again, on a cabinet like Totan, see this grain won't even show through there probably. So 1 coat on here would probably be enough if we even need it. I almost not even sure we need it other than just to level things out. Most of this is sand down so fine I don't think it would even show up. But 1 coat wouldn't hurt anything. But yeah, so I'm done. I was hoping to be done with the side with the decals, because usually just compared a couple of coats would do the trick. And it still might. We'll see. But I'm gonna I definitely want to do the back of it, the top right there, and mainly the back with the 3 or 4 coats. And the rails are fine. They were pretty smooth, so they're just going to get a very light sanding and they'll be ready to go. This, however, I'm going to definitely do 4 coats on here, because this is the part I want it to be super slick like glass and shiny when I'm finished.